ready for takeoff.
Hi everyone, it's Kitty Nay, and I just got a request from Milkbone1187 about my Haynets that I make. First off, I sell them, so I'm kind of on the edge about doing this tutorial, but I'm gonna do it anyway, just to be nice. Cause yeah. Anyway, so let me first show you some craft projects I'm working on today, and kind of give you a little tutorial about those as well, cause I know some of the stuff I can't sell to you, so. Alright, so the first thing is, as you can see, I made a new lesson barn and the nameplates and such. And I know Spot the Dot is in the wrong stall, but he had a halter on and Warrior is getting a halter made. Alright, so I have pieces laid out here for my new barn. And okay, so each panel is 11 pieces across with 2 pieces on top and bottom. And yes, there is an extra space, there always is. I use that to glue the pieces together. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 panels, because you need 2 for each side and 1 for each stall you're planning on using. In between, I use 2 just because it fits then the larger schleich as well. But I do 2 of these middle pieces that have 6 panels here, 6 popsicle sticks here, 2 popsicle sticks holding up and 1 on top. So 7 pieces across 2. Total. And I always organize by putting the right amount of sticks in each pile where it would go. And then these will go across the bottom and these will go across the top of each stall. As in here, you can see that I put a popsicle stick there to hold the sawdust back a little bit and a top piece. So yes. So that's the basics of measurements for the barn if you guys just need measurements for that. Alright. Now Haynets. This is my supply bag, so if you're wondering, I have a bunch of random crap in here. But what I use for making my nets is this. This is netting that was on an onion bag, so it might smell a little bit like onions, but that's okay. So I use, and it's a weird color, so you can get different color, like white would probably be best. But you like fruit bags, sometimes fruit bags are made out of this, I know I've seen, but onion bags I think are the most reliable because I know those. Alright, so as you can see, I've already cut squares out of these, but let me just move you down here. When I do it, I always cut. You have to come up with a basic measurement, and remember, almost all work on schleich stuff is all trial and error, because you never really know what you're doing. Well, anyway, so if you have that, you also are going to need all this string. You're going to choose one color. I like to use bright, vibrant colors, each one for a different stall, because I have so many colors. And you really just pretty need a longer piece, not like perfect or anything. Okay. So when I have this is terrible filming, just telling you now, I have to measure it out. So for me, I just cut a square, and the one thing I always do is I make sure I always cut in a straight line. So like if there's a thing here, let me see how they come together there. And I cut that and make sure I go across the line, cutting everywhere that they connect like that. So that way you have a good area to string up your thing. So let me cut that out now. This will probably be sped up. I hope it will at least. My scissors are terrible. Now I don't have any like definite like length or anything that you would use. For schleich it's rather small. You know, I mean I had one at one point, but yeah, I haven't made any in a while, so. But then you have a basic square just like this. Square of this. And from there it's actually pretty simple. You take your piece of lovely thread. I chose bright red for this moment. And then if you can see how there's always one area where like it's put together still, I start at the beginning over here and I weave in and out of these little diamonds. And always do the one where everything's connected in the row, otherwise you're going to have major issues because your string will pull out and hay will fall everywhere. And if you guys are interested in me just getting this buying one for me because I'm working on making them really, really realistic. And I would love it if you guys would buy some so I could film No Mercy with more stuff, because like today I had to go and buy craft sticks and glue because I use so much for building things for No Mercy. But as you can see, I just kind of weave it in and out of those triangles in that one line. And I always make sure that, you know, you can't see any of this, I know, I'm sorry. But you just weave it around the whole entire square, making sure it's always in a triangle where the tops are connected. And you just continue to do this all the way around the square. Do-do-do. And when you start to pull on it, you'll start to see what I mean. Like I pulled on it and look, there's a circle kind of there. That's going to be where your hay is. And then I always try to make it so it comes back out the same area. Alright, so now we've got the basic thing with the string around it. From there, I have hay that I keep in this box. Yes, this is kind of my craft box, but there's hay in there. Or what I used was grass that had been clipped. So like grass clippings that are left on your yard. And I take a good handful of that and I roll it up into a ball. This is hard to do with one hand, just to let you know. So I use two hands. And then I push it into this. And I compact it as tightly as I possibly can. And then I take my drawstrings and I pull. And there you are, you have a hay net. And from that, make sure you tie it tight, because I'm guessing that you're not going to need to refill this because, you know, shrike don't really eat it. So, I always tie it really tight. It looks more realistic that way. And I always tie a nice big knot to prevent it from slipping. And you can always, you know, I always trim off maybe a little bit of grass off the top if I feel like the top's a little too fly away. So there is your basic hay net. And from there, just cut a little off the string. And I'll show you how to hang it in a stall as well. So over here, we're going to put it in Valkyrie's stall. Valkyrie is over here. I was making halters with my new supplies. So Valkyrie's right there. And she doesn't stand really well, but oh well. So yes. I have to like climb over all my craft stuff. If you're wondering, my stable is very cramped in one area. So. And alright, so I'm going to hang it probably right around in here. So I'm going to attach it up here. And I'm going to try to hold it up with the camera with my foot, because it takes two hand to tie. So maybe you just want to hang it a little bit lower. Like I'll probably hang it pretty low so she can eat it. And you just simply have to tie a knot up at the top. I always check for length before I tie. And yeah. Alright, so now that I have my knot tied and that's all there, I'll grab my scissors and trim off any extra string. Double tying the knot is a good idea just to prevent it from slipping out, unless you plan on moving it, in which case you've got a problem. I had to move one and I just cut the knot, and you can always restring the drawstring. So there you go, Valkyrie has her own personally colored hay net, which she can now eat off of. And so yeah. And if you're wondering how to make these, it's just paper with name on it, glued together at the ends. It can be unstrung from the string and restrung if you wish, because it's got big, like, my camera just fell. Just got like a big hole in it. So there's Valkyrie's almost done stall. She still needs water bucket and such. So if you guys didn't catch that the first time, I'm going to make another one for you guys so you can watch me do it again. This one's going to be for Goldie, so I'm obviously going to use some very nice gold string, I think. Like I said, I like to give each one their own color in a stable. So this is probably just right about the right length. And yes, my room is a mess because I'm building a new barn, and the stable's kind of a mess too. People are falling everywhere. Yeah. Right. Okay, so once again, we're going to take our onion case and cut a nice square. It doesn't have, like I said, it can be any size. They're not really, you can make them bigger or smaller. Like, I think I made that one smaller than the ones in that barn. Oh, and I also got to show you some new improvements to the stable when I'm done. And I need to do a new stable tour. I really do. I'm sorry. Once again, I'm just cutting away at only the things that are holding it together. I'm not cutting any of this middle part. I'm cutting the thing that holds the pieces together. So that way I can, it's easier to cut that way, and it also looks very even. And very nicely in uniform and such. And like I said, these are really easy. I mean, the netting is easy to find if you have parents shopping for you, or if you have to go to the store and get onions anytime soon. Or you can just look for specific fruits in that bag. I know they make it like that. So Goldie's going to get this nice gold string, and I'm going to do the same thing I did last time, which was I'm going to pick a starting spot. So I'm going to pick this corner to start, and I'm going to start weaving in and out from there. You always want to try to end at the same spot that you started. I mean, that's the goal, is to make it so it's just like a drawstring. And you're going to weave in and out all the way around. And yes, so I know you can't see this very well. I need 2 hands to do this. You're going to need 2 hands to do this, so forgive me for that. But I'm really hoping this is helping you guys. And like I said, they're for sale if you want them. If you don't want to make them, or if you can't find any fruit or something like that, they come pre-filled with hay. And they're only like $1, maybe. I don't even think they're, I don't know. My prices are on my website. And I don't really pay attention from there, which is probably bad, but oh well. Alright, so now I've got my circular made there. Grab that grass, which is now mixed in with all the string. I take a bit, roll into my hand, stuff it in there, and pull the drawstring. This one's really small. This is probably going to be in the pony stall, just because it's really small. From there, remember, you tie the top to make sure that the hay is securely fashioned in there. And this can be made for any size. I'm making it for Schleich right now, but I'm sure you can make it for Breyer Classics or Breyer Traditional Barns as well, if you're wondering. And now we're just gonna go hang it in Goldie's stall. Be excited, Goldie, you're getting a Haynet. Feel special. So we're going to hang it right about there. And that actual one does look really small. So we're actually going to give it to the pony, not to Goldie. But yeah, so like I said, it's all trial and error, learning, you know, what sizes to make. I prefer this size. I made a nice big ones for over here. So that's my preferring size. And I also, guys, I want to now show you the improvements to this barn. I learned how to make sliding doors. And if you guys are wondering how to do that, I could do a tutorial on that, because, you know, maybe I'll build another barn and make a sliding door. But all the doors in this barn now slide. They don't slide very well, some of them don't. But like I said, this is my filming barn. This one slides the best, but this is my filming barn. So, this is where I'll film all my movies and such. This one's the lesson horse barn. So, alright, well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy your hay nets. Don't forget that I sell them for $1 if you can't find or don't have the material, or just don't want to. And I can make them for any size, traditional, classic. I have a traditional now, so I can scale everything to traditional. Halters are for sale. I have homemade like barn supplies in here that you can also buy. Yeah, I can also make jumps. I haven't painted that one yet, but, and this is going to be a new barn, so hope you guys enjoy. Alright, thank you for watching. Bye.